Yo, what's going on, Ramley? Welcome to the Rams Skinny here on the LAFB network. Thank you, as always, for making this a part of your day, your daily Rams news. Joining me, as always, Skinny T. It is the eve before the eve, the night before game day, Niners week, Thursday night football, and we got the final injury report for you. Going to break that down quickly. Nice, quick, easy, digestible video. But first and foremost, Skinny T, what's going on, brother? Happy Wednesday. How you doing?
Yeah, man, doing good. Can't complain. I mean, it's amazing how quick this turnaround is for even us in the media.
Yeah.
It's a quick turnaround, and I can't even imagine for these players what they're trying to do.
I know. I keep forgetting that this game is Thursday. Like every time I'm like, oh wow, the game is in 2 days. Oh wow, the game's tomorrow. So yeah. We'll just dive right in. So final injury report out. Rams relatively healthy, nothing really new. However, players that we thought were getting healthier seemingly are not, in a way, if that makes sense. So both Tyler Higbee and Rob Havenstein are listed as doubtful for both games. Neither practiced all week. No one else has a game designation. That is not, already on the IR or whatnot. So Steve Avila, Colby Parkinson, Cam Kitchens all appear to be good to go. We'll see if Avila does actually play, considering what happened last week. But are you surprised at all that Higbee and Havenstein are? I mean, doubtful usually means out. It's not officially out, but doubtful is like a lot's got to change in the next 24 hours for them to play.
Yeah, I doubt they'll make it to the starting lineup for that. So. The Rams handle these things in sort of a slightly different way, where they like to keep the option on the table if it's at all an option. I mean, kind of a opposite example of that was Puka Nacua last year, where it was like doubtful, but then he ended up just scorching. I think it was that was the Niners game.
I think so.
Like it was kind of like everybody was hurt, but then Puka Nacua kind of came in with a cape and blew it up. Kind of surprising. Caught off guard. I mean, really, the offensive line ones have been handled really strangely. I mean, you brought up Steve Avila and what he's been kind of going through some weird injury stuff where he came out and then came back into a game against the Titans. I think that was didn't play at all last 2 weeks. And
even
kind of a head scratcher.
Not to cut you off, but even like McVay's response about him, I can't remember if it was after the game or if it was Monday. Maybe you'll remember, but his response was very like, yeah, Steve's been great. We love him. Great player. He's been working hard. We'll see if he's available. Like it was just a very kind of odd response. Like he was on the active roster, not on the injury report. And then it's kind of just this, we'll see so I don't know if there's something else lingering. But obviously, if there's any injury, they've got to be on the report. So I don't know. It's kind of an odd. I'll let you talk. So talk about Higbee maybe, and Havenstein specifically, and maybe who we'll see if Havenstein is out, who we will see at right tackle, and I'll try to find that actual quote.
Yeah, my guess is Warren McClendon will come in. He played for him last year when Havenstein went out, and had his ups and downs, but I guess when he was down, he was really down. I mean, 5 pressures against Detroit in week 1, 4 against Arizona, and then 3 against Philadelphia, 5 sacks in those 3 games, 3 against Arizona, which they have an interesting defense, but nobody was on that team last year. So that's kind of my front runner for that one. The Higbee situation is a little bit more intriguing about who will play in that spot, because obviously we've got Terrence Ferguson waiting in the wings, having been a healthy scratch the last 2 weeks, having played only maybe 5 offensive snaps total in his young career so far. And obviously, Colby Parkinson was also on this injury report with a shoulder injury. He's a full practice and no designation for him specifically of being questionable or anything. So he should be good to go. But can Terrence Ferguson and can Davis Allen really live up to that inline Higbee, blocking tight end specialty there. That's kind of the intrigue there. Did you find that quote?
No, I haven't been able to find it yet. So I don't remember if I saw it from a tweet or if we actually wrote something on it. I can't remember, but either way, that's obviously a strange, somewhat situation. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just. But McVay definitely said we'll see in terms of him playing on Thursday, but he's not. I mean, I guess he's technically on the injury report, but he practiced in full every single day and does not have a game status designation. So if he doesn't play again, now
and he played five special team snaps last week against Indy. So it's very strange.
So it's just kind of like
abundance of caution or something.
Yeah, I don't want to read too much into it and cause any hoopla yet. But if he does not play tomorrow night, then we can start the kind of rumor mill of like something else is going on. I'll try to find that quote. But obviously, if he starts in the full go, then it's a nothing burger, and it was just last week was more of just a precaution kind of thing, which is fine. Justin Diedich, we talked about the last episode, played very well, was one of the highest graded, or was the highest graded offensive lineman. So at least a good rebound game for him. So tight end will be interesting. And do we see Skinny? So you were kind of mentioning it. I apologize, I wasn't 100% listening to you. So if you kind of mentioned it, I do apologize. I was looking for that.
I'm used to it.
No, I would obviously, if Higbee is a game time scratch, you're going to dress Ferguson. So you're going to have 3 tight ends, but do you think we'll actually see Ferguson get some real action, or is this just going to be the pseudo banged up Colby Parkinson and Davis Allen show?
I kind of think it's almost dependent on this 49ers team, who have a litany of injuries.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
Including Nick Bosa, who's now on the season-ending IR. He won't be back at all, which was really the only juice up front that they have. I mean, the rookie that they have, their first-round rookie, has flashed some interesting stuff. But it's a good week to have Warren McClendon in there, potentially Justin Diedich in there, rather than your full starters. So if they're able to get away with playing a lot of 11/11.5 personnel, they might just roll with that against this team, similarly to how they kind of toyed around with the Titans. So, I mean, you talk about just all of the injuries on the 49ers offense. It's like, what kind of game is this even going to be? I don't think it's going to be the slobber knocker that we've had in the past between these two teams. So, I'd love to see him in there just to see what the deal is, why he hasn't been playing. Generally, if you're kind of the last guy on the depth chart, which is where we have him penciled in, and that's kind of borne out, that's how he's viewed. A lot of the times that last guy is going to be a special teamer. And if he's not able to contribute on special teams, who is he? Where is he playing? What's he,
what's his role?
It's an interesting question.
I mean, this feels like the week that he should start. And again, I don't think either of you or I think that he's going to come in and all of a sudden just be this like game wrecking tight end. It's going to be a slow build to hopefully get to where they want him. And, it's 4 weeks into the season, so there shouldn't be any major lasting concerns that he hasn't really had a role yet. I think the only reason why maybe we bring it up and why there's a little bit of, again, not concern, but like questions is, this is a guy that they said, hey, we would have taken in the first round. Like, this is how much we loved him and saw him as a fit for this offense. Now, obviously he was injured in training camp and that set him back and whatnot, but to be this far along and to really have not just zero impact, but like even a role to be able to dress is definitely just, worth questioning. So this week, if Higbee is a no-go, or even just with the doubtful status, it feels safer to keep him out if you have any belief in someone like a Terrence Ferguson, that you can feel like, all right, let's let Higbee get fully healthy, so he's better down the stretch. Now, obviously, you have the mini bye then after this game with the long period till the next one. So I don't know. We'll see. I think we'll talk about it probably more on our live tomorrow. But yeah, that'll be an interesting one to watch because I think the offensive line, obviously not great if Havenstein's out, but we just kind of know what the depth is there. But tight end, I mean, Parkinson hasn't been healthy either. So, if Ferguson's not a guy they trust, like this is the Davis Allen show tomorrow, which is interesting.
Well, so, and those two guys, as their profiles, they're pretty similar, kind of athletic, more split out into the slot kind of tight ends rather than Colby Parkinson, who does, primarily blocking.
Yeah.
And is an expert at that. And Higbee is so vital in that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we get to the Niners injuries, quick shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, #1 sports app right now. Download today. It's not just for season-long fantasy. You also get game-breaking updates. There's a group chat you can have if you're in a league there with all your friends. Plus, you can just group chat to the world almost in some of these bigger events. Plus, they have what we like and why you should deposit some real money. It's the daily pick 'em, pick 2 to 8 players, just pick more or less across any sport. So if you're into baseball right now with the Dodgers in the playoffs, you can add Dodgers players, obviously Rams games. We'll build a ticket tomorrow during the live, as we always do. We always build a ticket. I haven't won big yet on our live show, Skinny, so I'm counting on you tomorrow to help me win big when we build our ticket live. 2 to 8 players, pick more or less. But when you go to deposit, make sure to use our promo code RAMSLA if you're going to get a match deposit bonus up to $100. If you don't want to put in $100, you can put in 5, 10. They're going to match you that as well. So $10, you get 10 free dollars to play with. But if you want to put in 100 free dollars to pay with, that promo code is RAMS LAFB. Make sure to download the Sleeper app today. All right, per usual, something in the water up in the Bay Area, a litany of injuries. You look at the Rams just injury report. It's 5 guys, and 2 of them doubtful, 3 with no game designation, no out. You look at the Niners, they have more guys out than the Rams have total on their list, plus like 6 more guys on top of it, plus obviously some key starters already on the IR. You mentioned Nick Bosa, so obviously he's not on the injury report, but he is out for the season. So the big ones, Skinny, obviously Brock Purdy, or no, I shouldn't say obviously, but just, obvious and the big ones. Brock Purdy did not practice all week after playing against Jacksonville. I can't remember if I mentioned this with you or on the NFC West huddle with the Fox crew, but it felt like they were rushing him back a little bit. And now all of a sudden it looks like they may have, because he's out for this game, dealing with that same toe after losing to Jacksonville. He will be out. Ricky Pearsall also out. Juwan Jennings out. Jordan Watkins out. What receivers, Skinny, are they throwing to?
Well, they got Kendrick Bourne.
and our guy,
Nick Tonjes. I think it's Nate Tonjes.
Nick Tonjes, but no, our holy cow, I'm drawing a blank. He was with the Rams last year. We talked about
DeMarcus Robinson. Yeah,
Marcus Robinson. Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey. Kittle is still injured. He went to the IR after week 1. This offense is just decimated, and part of me is just like they should just put everybody in styrofoam, start licking their wounds on their long mini bye, and kind of pick up after that, because this is gonna be a rough one with the way their offensive line is constructed. They obviously have Trent Williams, who is fantastic, but nobody else. You saw what a guy like Jared Verse can do to a center. Their center is nothing really to write home about. So Mac Jones is projected starter, also on the injury report.
Yeah,
I believe with a knee injury. He's gonna have a long day. He's a pure progression kind of guy, not terribly creative in the pocket, not terribly able to get out of the pocket. I almost feel sorry for this team heading into this week. It just like, it's looking rough out there. Already down Brandon Ayuk, not in there. Colton McKivitz is already, the right tackle. He's on this list as well. And this is just one side of the ball we're talking about. The guy I was referencing earlier, their rookie, Michael Williams, he has a wrist and an oblique injury. He was a full participant, and he's going to be part of this, but they're just banged up across the board.
Yeah. You figure just on their IR with Ayuk, Kittle, and Bosa, that's massive. And then the 5 guys that I mentioned out for this game, Robert Beal, I didn't mention him, but defensive end. And then Jennings, Pearsall, Watkins, those are 3 receivers. And your starting quarterback, Purdy. And then the rookie defensive tackle, CJ West, is listed as questionable. 5 other guys on the list, but they were all full participants today, or yesterday, I should say. Yeah, today. So they should be a good go. But, man, this Niners team, we've talked about this before, I think. Like, I don't know if this comes down to just pure bad luck or if it's practice habits, if it's the nutrition, whatever it is. But there is something that always strikes this team with huge injury. It seems like every year they're dealing with it. And, I've given some thoughts on that. We won't spend a ton of time on that today. But, this is now a game where, yes, it's a rivalry game. Yes, it's a short week. Yes, anything can happen in those games at the NFL next man up. But, the Rams should handle this one like without real issue. This should feel like a Rams versus Cardinals game from a few years ago when the Rams would just dominate the Cardinals. Back when, the Cardinals were really in their kind of down period. This is what this game should be tomorrow. Do you think the Niners have any real viable chance just with these injuries?
If you can get the ball into the hands of Christian McCaffrey, but then again, it's like, you're just going to put him out there to all those wolves?
Yeah.
Crashing down on him, the line went from 3.5 up to 5.5 after the Brock Purdy news. And
it's
even
at
that
7.5 now.
Oh, it's at 7.5.
Now it's at 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's about as big as it gets in the NFL when it comes to a spread. So yeah, unfortunately this will not be a classic. It might be more of a turnoff at halftime because they're just running over this team.
Could be. So, well, short and sweet. Those are the injuries. Just want to give a quick report on that. We will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific time, live previewing this game. We should most likely have a guest with us, either of the Rams fortitude or maybe across enemy lines. We will see. And then planning to be back right after the game, maybe at halftime, if this is over at halftime, be back live post game though, talking everything. So a nice heavy video day tomorrow here on the Rams Skinny. Joining hopefully all you guys rambling, you'll come hang out with us. So everyone enjoy your evening tonight. Come and join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. We'll take your calls if you want to jump on the show with us, and we'll preview what, regardless of injuries, is always a fun game. Niners week, one of my favorite weeks of the NFL season. So can't wait to chat with you all. So for Skinny T, I'm Ryan Dowd. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. See you right here on the Rams LAFB YouTube channel.